All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Mushoku Tensei, Season 1, Episode 2. All right, last episode we got ourselves an isekai.
We did.
We got ourselves Rudy, who's a
piece of work.
And he's in a magical world that's really gorgeous.
This show is too
gorgeous.
Tons
of really pretty animation for the magical effects.
Yep.
And he has the ability to use magic, and that's because he at a young age was able to read, and thus then from reading
discovered his magical abilities,
basic magical abilities, and just created water over and over again to boost his there's a really cool fundamental reason as to why he's going to be really strong in this world, basically.
And I gotta say, I love the magic system so far. I am very excited for them to get more into it. Like that isn't something that I tend to expect from isekai, so I'm really glad that I got that here.
Yeah, and then we have Paul and Zenith, who are the adventurers turned parents that settled down.
Exactly.
It's cute. It's wonderful.
Yep.
We have Roxy, who's basically you can tell, like, Roxy and Rudy, their names are going to be paired, like, really nicely here. But she's going to be teaching Rudy magic.
Yep.
And you can already tell that there's the attraction side of things from Rudy, because Rudy is also in his 30s in his mind. So we're going to
14.
we're going to get the uncomfortable aspect with that there. But from all intents and purposes here, this is going to be the magical journey of Rudy learning basically how this world works.
Yep.
So we're going to meet new friends, meet new things. That's basically where we're at. It's a pretty standard kind of starting episode.
This character who wasn't doing too well in the previous world, shall we say, has gotten a fresh start. Let's see what he uses.
He uses it for. Exactly. Yeah. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this now. Oh, okay. Back in the real world.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Gotcha.
Jeez. Oh, so these are the circumstances of how he dies then.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just going to be his one thing where he's like, he's going to try and save someone.
Gotcha.
The classic truck-kun. Oh, shit.
Damn. Okay.
Okay, a little drip, a little idea. Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! Oh, gotcha. Yeah, she's staying here. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh boy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
Oh, okay.
Really? Don't call me short.
Oh, we're actually... Okay. Purple hair is a sign of great power.
A plus. Oh, okay. So, yeah.
It's like out of the ring.
Yeah, it is. It's literally, the same thing. Yep. And that's his imagination, of course, so he sees it that way. Whoa, that's very specific.
All right.
But,
You'll die. Okay. Okay.
Oh!
Wow.
Whoa!
Okay. All right.
Oh!
Shit.
Wow.
With the wooden sword?
Calm down, Hinata! That's...
Yeah. 4?
4!
What?
What?
He's talking like this at 4?
Yeah, I would be freaked out, yeah. What? What? Oh shit, no, this is his trauma.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Gotcha. Shit.
You'll go there one day. Ah,
Okay.
your magic school. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, tied into the bullying just earlier, but head there eventually. Okay.
Wow.
Oh. Okay. I liked that exchange. That
Yeah.
was really interesting. No incantation. Yeah, can't do it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, cool.
Okay.
Oh.
Damn.
Ah! Ah! What? Oh. The juxtaposition between what we're seeing and what he was thinking about?
Yeah.
No way!
You're
Give me
5,
those
so you
sword,
can
he
have
can't
a
even
real
wield.
sword.
God, the parents are just so great.
After all, you're an adult at 15. Keep telling yourself that, hon.
Ooh, a wand?
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Yeah. And you've done it. She lets it slide.
Yeah.
Sheesh!
Now I wonder
Head pats, yes.
how much of that is just because he wants her affection versus that being genuine gratitude.
Right. I think it's both. Which means I will be saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Damn.
Fuck!
Wow.
Okay. Oh. Ah! Oh. You can do this, buddy!
And I love how this is something where it means so much more for him, but at the same time, this could totally just be, a regular instance of a kid being scared, you know? Damn. Oh.
And it's undoing the pattern.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Undoing the pattern.
But it'll take a long time.
Oh, no, but now he's going to come kind of dependent on Roxy.
Sure. Yeah, I could see that.
Hey, he's greeting
All
them
right.
now. Yeah, 2 years, yeah. Whoa. I love that they're actually doing all this animation on the horse. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Now we can use our explosion here.
Yeah, exactly.
Saint level.
Wait, what?
No, it's because it's a big-ass spell. Oh, God, here we go.
All right.
Oh, they're setting
Let's
us up.
see it.
It's a long incantation, I'm guessing, too.
Water and lightning.
It's a storm.
A savage blessing.
Whoa! Holy shit!
Oh, shit.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Scared
All right.
the shit
I thought it was
out of me.
dead.
Yeah.
Or I guess she healed it. But, you know, do it.
She's literally making a grounded.
Is he gonna intentionally fail?
Wow! This animation, though. Oh my god.
Wow.
That was incredible.
That was awesome.
Oh. Cool.
Yeah.
So we might bump into her again later. Mm-hmm. She's a world traveler.
And I wouldn't be surprised if she wants to get better at magic to catch up to him, basically.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
What's interesting, it's kind of like the healing caduceus, you know?
Oh.
Oh, I love how sweet the parents are.
I know. They're so just wholesome and wonderful.
And now he's running out away from... Oh.
Yeah.
She brought you outside.
She did. But to you is everything. Okay.
Ah.
All right.
Oh.
Of course.
All right. This is a really good episode.
I loved that episode.
Yeah, this is a really strong episode.
Yep.
Like following up on getting to know Rudy a lot more, we get to see who he was a lot more from the real world.
Yeah. And
so
as far as a way to make me empathize with the character, this did a great job.
Yeah, it's very straightforward and simple. It didn't beat around the bush at all.
Nope.
We see him at 2 different key ages here.
Right.
We see him at where he was right before he died.
Yep.
In that
Circumstances leading to it.
He's basically in a place where it looked like, to me, someone basically grabbed, like, essentially Yakuza and we're like, I need you to kick this guy out.
Right, because he won't leave.
He won't leave.
And it makes sense, right? Because if he's innate, then, it's like he's probably not paying his bills and things like that. And
right, but she didn't want to go to the police necessarily. So the baseball bat is kind of the key that it wasn't the police,
Right. It was some thugs, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And who's to say what the real deal was there?
Yep.
But yeah, he's there jerking it to porn, basically. Mm-hmm. He's not doing really anything with his life. It's a really sad situation. Mm-hmm. And yeah. He ends up getting put onto the street. Doesn't even have the shoes on his doesn't have shoes on his feet. Mm-mm. He ends up seeing someone across the street, and it looked like they might have been going to walk into the street, but I'm not actually sure they were.
Right.
But he then tried to do the, oh no, I'll save you, truck-kun, smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm not... And, oh, right, I guess it was because the traffic light turned red, mm-hmm. so he should have been okay, but the truck didn't see... The truck driver didn't see it.
No. It wasn't the traffic light. It was the walk sign.
Don't gotcha.
Walk,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So neither of them should have been trying to cross the street at that point.
Right.
And thus the car wasn't doing anything wrong.
And I feel like that could either talk about how important it was to him that he get there to help her out, or how little he cared about his own safety potentially, or
I don't think he was just paying attention.
He
hasn't been outside necessarily.
No, that's a good
time.
point. Yeah.
And I think it was just he saw something that reminded him of one of those video games where it's like, you save the girl in distress, and he's like, I'll do the thing because that's what you do. And then
I don't know how to function in the outside world. Hey, here's something that seems familiar.
Then
Yep.
So he's dead. Now, on the other side of things,
Backstory.
when he's younger, he gets bullied extremely viciously in school. Now, this is a thing. In Japan, bullying is a huge deal, but it's not something unique to Japan. Right. Bullying happens all over the world, but it's just the idea that the way they showed how he was bullied, it was a way in which it was not just dehumanizing because it's bullying. It was dehumanizing with regards to his physical body. It was something that specifically targeted his sexual organs, if you will.
Right.
And then also just who he physically is as well.
Yep. So there were there's it wasn't just shaming, but it was publicly, and the fact that they were able to basically just tie him up to the entrance gate to the school naked. That says a lot about not just the people the people doing the bullying, but also the people who are standing by and watching.
Yep.
Not just talking about the students.
Yep.
Because the fact that could actually
get away with ended up happening.
That's
that many people.
That seems insane to me, and yet reality is stranger than fiction.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
fuck. That's really messed up.
No wonder he doesn't want to go outside.
And
right?
I liked that while they didn't focus on the parents necessarily this episode, they did show a scene of them being like, hey, have
Give
courage.
It your best.
And it's that kind of that bare minimum, absolute bare minimum kind of parenting stuff where you don't really know the family situation.
No.
We can see that at the very least they didn't sever contact with their kid because he was in this situation.
Right. It seems, if anything, it seemed like it might be something where it's the, and again, this is pulling something out from just a small scene that we got.
Yeah.
But maybe something where they weren't addressing with him the stuff that happened to him and expecting him to just sort of still be able to give it his best. Well, you'll walk it off. You'll, whatever.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes.
Right.
I assume on some level, because this went on at the very least, either if that's not, this is also the disturbing
Were his
thing.
Parents the ones that hired the thugs
that might have
kick him out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
I want to throw out the possibility that was his mom that did that. Mm-hmm. I want to throw out the possibility that if that's his mom that did that, I note that the dad wasn't there.
Sure.
So there's a possibility that either the dad is involved in the Yakuza.
Sure. Or it was just the dad's at work, and didn't even want to be involved in it or something like that.
Or the dad's just no longer present.
Sure.
I want to throw out the idea that for going at the stereotypical beats here, I'm going to assume that the dad exits the life of his family and all that relatively soon. Because I don't think I don't think that a full family unit basically would have basically necessarily led things to this situation as likely as it would a more broken family unit.
Gotcha.
Now,
yeah.
Now that's
Although
all.
it
That's
still
all
totally
conjecture
could
and
happen.
stuff.
Yeah, and conjecture and things like that. But
that's what we got basically with the backstory.
And I'm really excited. I liked why it was brought up in the episode and the way it tied into the episode. And
he was forced outside.
It was forced outside, right? So it's immediately relevant, right, to the present circumstances. But excuse me, but this is also something where I would love to see that kind of thing happen more.
Yes,
where we get to see little drip feeds of the kind of person that he was.
Yep.
So that we can see how he himself changes, but then also how his circumstances changes, and he has basically a better shot. One of the things in particular that I just would love to see at some point, and a lot of this is for, personal reasons and everything, but him referring to his, in this world, dad as Paul, I would love to see if there ever comes a point where he actually starts to see them as his parents.
He calls them mom and dad rather than Paul and Zenith, and then he calls his original parents maybe like...
I mean, I'm guessing he was probably them calling them by their first names, but like, and maybe it's something that he does just to sort of like be like, oh yeah, it's weird if a 4-year-old or 5-year-old, calls his parents by their first names.
Yeah.
But, that, I feel like that could be a really sweet development.
Yeah. So, okay, on the magic side of things here, he gets 2 years with Roxy.
Yep.
I really like that it was a long period of time here. We show that 50% basically of his life up until then, he gets an extra, he goes 50% in age to gain basically extremely adequate to like competent magical abilities, like the kind that would make people's heads turn, right?
Right, like he could probably be a semi-professional mage at this point.
Right, he could get immediately accepted into that really fancy school.
Right.
In the nation over the mountains.
Yeah. He surpassed his master, so he could probably go out and get hired as a 5-year-old if someone would be, willing to actually accept a 5-year-old as a teacher.
They probably wouldn't do that. They would just pass him to a really advanced mage and be like, oh, no, you're too young, but let's keep your magic abilities honed at a young age so that by the time you're 15 and you become an adult, we can then start...
You're already doing, epic level magic or something like that. Yeah. Or close to.
Exactly. Yeah. Really cool little detail here, though, is that while he's learning all this magic... the point that separates him still even more so from Roxy is the fact that all that basic magic, the beginner to intermediate stuff, he's doing incantationless.
Right.
It's the kind of thing where she
still can't figure out how to do it.
She still can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing where she's either so ingrained into her mind that it's done through incantations that it's just something that doesn't click for her.
Right. How can you unlearn something that has been the foundation of everything you've been taught?
Right.
Yeah.
And because it was somehow his foundation.
Right.
Because of him doing this all at a young age.
He discovered it at an accident and
Yeah, it's a very cool thing to separate them. Right. But I liked the visual storytelling we had with Roxy and her animation showing that she's like okay.
It's a great way to basically show the what's going on the inside that's beyond just, oh, here's an arbitrary like magic system and he's levels higher than I am or something like that, because that's a lot harder to wrap our heads around. Right. But if it's something where it's no, he can do this very specific different thing that she can't do, that's just I guess magic, like she's just thinking, I guess magic works different for him, or I guess I'm really not as good as I thought I was,
or I need to go and travel the world now instead of just being a basic beginner teacher. I'm going to go back to being the student again. Yep. And I'm going to go learn and I'm going to advance and it's going to be wonderful.
They can have their own little anime rivalry of magic learning.
Constantly
and stuff.
bumping into each other in different places. And then, of course, he's going to be way stronger by that point because he's going to accelerate faster than her. But she then could be, able to do
leaps and bounds ahead of where she was before.
Right, but different things at different spells that she can do at higher levels above intermediate, rather than having like the one thing that she can cast at saint level.
Right, because like her saying, I'm going to do this once, given especially that she wasn't able to do it perfectly, I get the feeling that was also a thing of, I actually can't do this a second time, so you better watch closely.
Right. It's either dangerous or it's going to take a lot of MP. Okay. Okay, so in this episode, we got our first, I would say, kind of stage of some of the aspects of where he's perving on the perving on Roxy. Now, on some level, I think this was actually pretty innocuous. He steals the panties and he looks at her panties.
Right.
But like I was getting more of the vibe with the way people were building this up, that there were things he was going to act upon.
Well, I think that's so. I think
that could still end up happening.
Yeah, given the fact
but
that
he's so young right now.
Right. Given the fact that she said the whole thing of, hey, maybe tell me that in 10 years. Right.
Well, I mean, yeah, but at that point, she'll be.
No, right. That could just be a throwaway line or whatever, or it's something where, because that was one of the things that surprised me, is I thought he was like 6, maybe 7, or something like that. And it's like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, he went from 4 to 6 in this episode.
No, 3 to 5.
No.
Because when he said I was 4, that was after she had been there for a year.
No. She had never. They never time skipped to a year. They time skipped for 6 months and 2 years. They time skipped for 6 months and he was 4. So yeah, he's really? 6 now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean, we can
and
later,
I mean, potato. It's not like it's going to make that much of a difference, but it was one of those things where I was like, oh, wait, maybe it's probably just one of those throwaway things that she's saying, and not like, no, actually, yes, when I'm 24 and you're 14 or whatever, let's get something going.
No.
Yeah.
It's the thing of a deflection of. Cool kid, whatever.
Right.
It's you get the kid to shut up, basically, so you can get back to what you were doing. But yeah, they had a scene basically where these adventurers retired just can't get enough of each other.
Virile and youthful and everything,
which is hilarious because it's a reminder that they're a married couple in their 20s.
Yeah,
that very much love each other. They're very happy.
Yep.
Of course, they're having sex constantly.
Right,
and I just love the joke of it in that he's just like. Yeah, I'm doing my magic. I made
and
little calls and stuff. Oh, I ran out of MP. Oh, that's okay. Oh man, they just really can't, stop. And then she's exploring her body while they're doing this.
Yeah, puberty and all that stuff. And,
she's going through her own process there. I feel like for the most part, this was all. This was ultimately relatively tasteful.
Right.
All things
thematically,
considered.
From the stuff that's happening in the story, it feels like it's very much there for narrative purposes of like, this is a world where there isn't as much of a there isn't as much of a weird societal relationship with the idea of sex, because medieval society and everything. But all the stuff that was happening, it's just like, that stuff's happening. The only part of it that gets weird is the fact that then you have
he's 36 or 34 or whatever.
Right, exactly.
In his mind,
Yeah, and that's where the weird factor comes in. But I like that it's relegated to just that, and not a lot of time is spent on it. Like, I feel like this show could get a lot worse with like camera angles and stuff, because there's a literal reason for it. Where is the perspective character looking? Yeah. And he can get away with looking in places because he's so young that they won't think too much of, Yeah,
it's true.
Like when he was, bending over to stare at her panties or whatever, and it's like, okay, whatever, he's doing he's doing a kid thing or whatever. I don't know, but
it's the thing of where I definitely can feel like there's a point in where the story is basically trying to bring up the idea that while he had a shitty upbringing, he still gets the second chance, which means he could ultimately squander all the opportunities that he's getting to undo the patterns, which is important here because it's a pattern.
Yep.
And that's really, really cool in the way they show that with the going outside the bounds of the farm.
Right.
The idea that him going on the horse is the thing that they think is such a scary thing. I love that interpretation of her being like, you're scared of horses, aren't you?
Right.
That's hilarious. So she feels that smug aspect of, I'm better than you at something,
I'm better than you at something, but also small person scared of big thing.
Yeah.
I'm in a rare situation where I'm bigger than someone. So maybe she used to be scared of horses, and so she's like, this is what it must be. I'm on the other side of it now. I am the master truly in this situation. You may be able to do things with magic that I can't, but
I love Roxy.
I'm not scared of horses.
Roxy's great.
Roxy's awesome.
But I love those little bits of visual storytelling, so that when he then finally leaves the area and goes past the gate in his mind.
Right.
And the previous bit where he saw them with like cell phones pulled up to look at him. Shit. And then like goes out and he's looking at the people like, wait, why are you staring? What? Oh, they're looking at her. And I got worried that he was going to develop, and I think you picked up on this as well, that he was going to develop some kind of creepy dependent, not creepy, but more just this unhealthy dependency on Roxy, where he would fail his test, and you thought this too, right? That he would fail his test so that she would stick around and be his crutch, so that he wouldn't have to do all this stuff here.
And if anything, maybe the fact that she took him outside and helped show him that he was able to be okay, right? Even if she was his crutch for that, was one of the things that made him able to realize that, yes, she's going to be gone after this, you know? Like, it's something where
meaningful progress was made.
All the creepy stuff aside, with you know, the main character being this, you know, older dude in body of a little kid, the idea that this is also something where he has not been able to emotionally mature as a result of the things that have happened to him. So him getting put back into this body is or not back into this body, but back into this state is something where then he's able to wrestle with these things that he hasn't been able to tackle. And
because they're brought up to him as society's like, this is something that's now in conflict.
It's natural that you would struggle with this, right? We're understanding of that, and so let's see if you can do it, right?
It's a huge blessing,
right? It's a huge blessing compared to what he had in the past, right? So I like how the dependency that he has on Roxy isn't just tied to the whole thing of him being a creepo and girl, I can look at her panties, but it's the, oh shit, no, what do I do? What am I going to do without her? Right? And so I'm really excited to see what happens in the future episodes, because she won't be around. And I'm sure she'll come back later in the show and everything, but what's he going to do? Rudy, how are you going to handle this? Right? You know?
There you go. That's a wonderful little exploration of our character here. And then he's really grateful. That was I think that was entirely genuine, of just like, thank you, because it wasn't a Roxy come back, it was a Roxy, thank you very much. And
running past the boundaries of the farm without even looking at them.
There's a lot of ways in where I could see the story bringing about his previous life's traumas and conflict as a way to undo previous character development. And I think that's probably the area where some things could end up being like
go into that a bit more.
Well, basically the idea that he learned a lot of like big things here with Roxy, right?
But now he has to he regresses a bit because Roxy's gone, and then he has to wrestle with it himself.
He has to put it into practice and build his own patterns here, not ones that are supported and pushed by the presence of a greater. You know?
He's picked up and set on the horse, held there. The horse is the one that walks him out. You know, he closes his eyes, so he doesn't effectively do anything other than just stay where he is, and hey, you're outside.
Yeah, and not jump off and run away, basically.
Exactly, yeah. And I think that's why him running after her to say thank you is
so important. Yeah.
Yep.
But visuals again, beautiful, gorgeous.
The spell casting and everything. This show is awesome. And
there's so many little establishing shots that they do just to flex on us with the animation.
One of my favorite things to see animated is water. Like, if you haven't watched the movie Garden of Words, just check it out if you love to see water animated. It's gorgeous. But water magic is also one of those things that generally I think of as being like, oh, that's kind of like the lame-o element, you know? Like it's not really
unless you're watching literally Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, exactly, right? But like, I don't really think of that as usually doing anything particularly awesome. This was so cool.
This was really cool.
Like that was great.
I love the tie into it basically being that they summoned basically storm clouds. It's a massive volume of storm clouds. Which is like,
and, shit, we zapped the horse.
Yeah, that makes sense. But also the idea that they were like guiding the lightning on some level. Now, you could say that it was just the lightning struck
you cause a storm, and so lightning strikes.
But because there weren't any high places there, the lightning struck the tree, and the horse nearly died, basically. Or the horse felt a bit of the effects of the lightning.
Right.
Shot,
well, I'm not sure if the part where they're like, they used because the part where the horse was zapped was or whatever happened was so quick. I can't remember if it was actually like, oh god, the horse is like bloodied and mangled and dying, or if it was just like
No. So the lightning struck the tree very clearly. There's a part where you can see the tree is singed and zapped.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
stuff there.
And
the horse is knocked over.
okay, yeah. So it's like it's got like some soot on it. Or
Oh,
dirt
no.
or something like
I'm
that.
dumb. The horse was tied to the tree.
Oh,
The reins were literally tied to it. So,
Wow.
of course, the horse could have just been brought to 0
Yep.
HP immediately.
that is absolutely the kind of stupid mistakes that would happen when you have a 14-year-old as your teacher. It's so we do this and we do the big magic and it's really cool.
And lightning. Yeah,
We're gonna
what's
go
the
out here
tallest
so that it
thing?
doesn't
There's this
sink.
tree here, so I'm gonna tie my horse
shit,
to
you
the
know.
tree. Is the reins that you're doing there have any metal on it?
I mean, even if it doesn't, like...
I mean, that's the thing. In this world, we don't know what the level of science is at because magic usually accelerates science, but it also usually
obsoletes
holds
science.
certain other kinds of science back because you never
necessity
have
is
to
the
explode
mother
them.
of invention. So
Right,
you have
right.
magic, there you go. And yeah,
Cast healing! Don't tell anyone about this!
and that also is something where it's just that extra bit of like reinforcing of what can healing magic do. Because that horse could have been in a variety of different states
We don't know,
based on what happened.
I'm guessing the horse was knocked out or unconscious. There are no crazy wounds on the horse.
Right, we're not seeing like blood coming from
But
it or
there was
something.
very clearly a burn through on the
Gashes
tree.
on the tree,
The
yeah.
tree got scorched.
Yeah.
The tree got slapped by lightning.
And by the way, the horse is a decent distance from the
From
tree.
the tree!
So, like, it might have gotten actually blown away from it. Horses are heavy, so...
Well, I think also the horse might have just jumped away in that instant of,
yeah,
oh
like,
God,
it was already, like,
flash of
rearing
light.
on its hind legs because it's like, oh, all this scary stuff happening, and then,
Yeah.
But,
All right. Wonderful. Great episode.
this show.
We might have gotten the OP
yeah.
this episode.
And
I'm pretty sure
It
we
looked
haven't.
pretty great. That
haven't
definitely had more of an
we
OP
haven't-
feel than the ED feel.
Yeah, we haven't gotten an OP yet, so I definitely think that was the OP.
Yeah, it had a very like sort of optimistic, kind of energy to it. Which, hey, if that's the ED, then that could be a real cool sort of final emotional note for episodes. But yeah,
I actually want to say I think that was the mom.
yeah.
So
probably.
going back here, you can see that there's very clearly a.
Or wait, was that the funeral for his parents? Yeah,
maybe.
I think it was, and he didn't even go to his parents' funeral.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah, never mind. You're right. So there's a woman here who is holding probably the picture of his mom.
Right, maybe like her sister or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
you can
probably-
very clearly see someone that looks like her when he gets kicked out.
Yeah.
Who's with all the guys in suits here? See, look right here.
Yeah. So I'm guessing.
I think it's very clearly her.
I think it's something where his parents died as a part of the will inheritance or whatever. The house did not go to him. And then other family basically got it. He's still living there, and they need to kick him out.
Or they just choose to.
Sure.
It's the thing of where if he's not necessarily providing anything,
Yeah, there's the
they just make the choice of,
Yep.
hey, yeah, we're taking care of you, but
Yeah, eventually enough is enough or something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
We do this as a favor to your parents, but yeah.
Yeah, this was very much a thing where it looks like it would be his parents, because they make clearly the point that the seat
There's an
back
empty
there
seat, yeah.
is supposed to be for him because he's just jerking it. Okay. But all right, okay. Yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.